Good afternoon. We're back with more Marvel Champions, and today will be Wolverine versus Mojo on Expert difficulty. We have two encounter sets set aside, two modular sets set aside for the Mojo mechanics. They were chosen alphabetically, as I don't know anything about the modular sets. For the setup, we have the Wheel of Genres. We have setup instructions. When revealed, choose one set aside encounter set at random. We will flip a coin for that, and it lands on heads, so that will be the first modular set alphabetically, which is Crime. Dial M for Mojo is the environment, and then the rest of the crime cards go into the deck. This gives each encounter card Insight 1 and each friendly character Thwart 1. And for Mojo's, when revealed, we place 2 threat on each friendly character. If a character flips or leaves play, move all threat from that character to this scheme. Various encounter cards are going to place threat on our characters, including the forced response from the hero. Let's get our hand. So we can go ahead and flip to hero side. We'll do a lunging strike with 3 health. Move the threat over after we flip, so we'll deal 8 damage. Going aggression in this case in order to down the boss as quickly as possible, because if you cycle through the deck all the way, the encounter deck, then you have to add in an additional modular set and deal 2 encounter cards, which is a tough turn. And then if you cycle through 2 times, you lose. And also, threat can often build up on the characters and then head to the main scheme in bunches. So best to down this boss as rapidly as possible. And with that objective in mind, we'll go 1, 2, 3 for a second lunging strike and put the boss into phase 3 right away. Place 3 threat on each friendly character when he enters play. And then we'll go ahead and draw 4. And at the end of the turn, discard the top 5 of the encounter deck. Place 1 threat for each card discarded that does not belong to the Mojo encounter set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 2 threat on your hero. It's not necessarily going to go to the Mojo Mania main scheme. It depends on what the card draws are. So for the villain turn, we got 1 threat. As you can tell, you're heavily disincentivized from switching to alter ego. Not only because of the threat on your character, but also because of the 4 scheme of the villain. Mojo is going to get an attack in. And do I want to defend? I think I do. Defend, so no damage, and then we got 1 encounter card. It's going to have Insight 1. Heal 1 damage from each character you control. Place 1 threat. 2 threat on each character you control. Not bad. Does have Insight 1. For the player phase, we'll go ahead and heal for 2 with Wolverine's ability. We'll go Warrior Claws for Clobber. Deal 3 damage. This is the first card played this round, so it comes back to hand. And we'll go 1, 2 for Adamantium Skeleton. Gain 4 HP. That's about all we can do, unfortunately. Just go ahead and draw 3. And then we got 1 threat. We got, well, first we got to discard 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 4 threat on Wolverine. So 1 attack from Mojo. This time we'll face tank for 5. And then we got 1 encounter card, which will be Master Plan. Finds Dragnet. The villain cannot take damage. Spend X strength resources, remove X threat. Okay. I only have one strength resource in my hand. That is a tough side quest. I can thwart for +1. So I can do 3, 4, 5, not quite enough. We'll go Logan's Cabin for regenerative healing. Also heal for 2 at the beginning of the phase. We're at 14 HP right now thanks to the skeleton, so we can go up to 13. Play Angel, and we'll thwart for 3. And thwart for 1. Then draw 5. Discard 5. 3 additional threat on the hero. If that threat bomb goes off, I'm going to lose. For the villain, we got 1 threat, 1 attack, which can face tank for 2. And reveal this card, move all threat from the character with the most threat on it to the main scheme. That will end the game. So we'll get set up again and try again. That is the downside to a blitz strategy against Mojo. You kind of have to ignore the threat if you're going to blitz. And if you do that, I didn't mean to shuffle those. If you do that, you can take a loss to that encounter card. So once again, it's heads. That's going to mean the crime set once again. Now I have to find all the cards because I shuffled them. There we go. Okay. This hand looks fine. So let's go ahead and get out the Hulk. We'll claws to lunging strike for 8 damage. I'll go ahead and regenerative healing to get it back. And we'll deal 2. Actually, before we regenerative healing, let's see if Hulk is going to deal any damage to us. So we'll attack for 3. See what the card is. Okay, it's more damage. That's great. Then we can healing for 3. Attack for 2. And go ahead and draw 4. No damage in hand. That's not supposed to happen. At the end of the round, we discard 4. Should have 2 additional threat on the main scheme from the threat placed on Logan and then placed on the main scheme when we flip to Wolverine. It's going to be 1 additional threat on the character, 1 threat on the scheme, 1 attack from Mojo, which will just face tank for 3, and 1 encounter card with Insight 1. Move all threat from a side scheme to the main scheme. Discard from the top of the encounter deck until a side scheme is discarded. We'll have to do that one. This is not good. That's a lot of discards. And Mojo would take any amount of damage, remove an equal amount of threat from here instead. Okay, so Wolverine regenerates 2. We'll go 1, 2 for Berserker Frenzy. Let's go 3 damage from Hulk. Discard, and Hulk discards himself now. 2 damage. Get rid of Undercover Mojo. And I'm going to discard these cards and draw 5. Then we've got to discard 1, 2, 3, 4. This time 3 threat placed. One attack, again will be face tanked for 2. 1 encounter card. Heal 1 damage. Place 2 threat. Okay, well, let's regenerate 2. Let's place Mojo into phase 3. Place 3 threat on each friendly character. Let's go Wolverine's Claws for Clobber. Bring Clobber back. Let's go Slice and Dice for 6. Should have drawn a card for Berserker Frenzy, shouldn't I? Yep. Not that that will matter. I'm not going to redo it now. We'll go ahead and draw 4. Did I forget to bring Clobber back to hand? I'm not sure. Anyway, we got to discard 5. 1, 2, 1 threat, and then we have to resolve this after the encounter deck resets. Flip. At the start of step 3, there's a forced interrupt. So we have 1 threat, we have 1 attack, face tanked for 3. Draw a card with Berserker Frenzy. And then we have at the start of step 3, choose 1 set aside modular set, reveal its show environment. So this setting is going to be discarded when that happens. And then we shuffle the rest of the modular set, place it on top of the encounter deck, and deal the first player 2 face down encounter cards. And then flip this card. And then we have 1 additional encounter card to deal as well. So we've got Mana Drain. Choose a non-wild resource type, then each player draws 2 cards. Each player must discard each card from their hand with the chosen resource type. We'll go Lightning. Yeah, Lightning. No lightnings? Or just 1 lightning. So that's no problem. Then we have a fetch quest which surges. Dragon. And Troll. Well, those don't have any guards, so I'll probably ignore them if I can and just try to blitz the boss down. So, get to heal for 2. We can go... How much damage do I have? 6, 12... Do I have enough to pay for everything? I can go 1, 2, 3. Deal 6 damage. It's going to be close. Don't think I want to do melee first. What I want to do is Logan's Cabin and Wasp for Clobber. Deal 3 damage and bring it back to hand. Then deal the Clobber, or the melee, which will drop him to 7. Then I can go 1, 2, 3 for another 6 and end it. So, with the blitz strategy, you can finish this boss off very quickly. You do take a loss from time to time to the encounter card that swaps the threat over. The other way to do it is by reducing the threat to the point where these threat bombs from your characters don't end the game when the encounter card comes out. So it's a risk-reward type thing. The aggression strategy is fun for quick wins. The longer strategy with like the Uncanny X-Men leadership deck is fine too. You just control the board as usual. Now, which one is more reliable for wins? I actually think it's the aggression rushdown strategy, at least with Wolverine. My opinion is that the aggression deck probably has the higher win rate, but I haven't really tested it. It's just how it feels to me. I liked this Mojo Mania scenario pack quite a lot. It's an easy recommend. I think it's very good. So, thank you for watching.